time to post about these new Oreos. That's right, we got our hands on the new Post Malone Oreos. What flavor are they? It's a bit of a mouthful, so I'm just going to read it off to you. It's Postie's swirled salted caramel and shortbread flavored cream, which, if you can kind of see on the picture here, it's like a swirled two-tone filling on there with two different colors of the cookies. Sounds interesting. I will admit, I don't know who Post Malone is, but looking him up and looking at some pictures of him, I'm going to guess he's the first guy who fell asleep at the party. I mean, look at what he's got going on there. I don't get it. But I'm sure some of you know who he is, and you'll tell me. Feel free. But I'm not interested in that today anyway. I am interested in how these Oreos are. So let's crack right in. Thankfully, it's the easy to open packaging. And oh, these look pretty cool and smell like caramel. Very caramelly smell. Caramello? Is that a thing? I remember caramellos. Anybody remember those?
Caramello.
Anyway, we've got the two different cookies on here. We've got the chocolate side and a lighter side, which I'm guessing is either like the standard Oreo vanilla. Maybe it's a little more shortbready, which would be cool. And then inside, if we can get a good pull here. Well, it's not quite like the picture, but it is a two-tone. You can see two different colored frosting bits in there. This sounds interesting. Let's give it a taste. Also, this is just falling apart. Well, I'm getting caramel. I'm getting not a lot of chocolate, which is actually kind of good. I mean, obviously it's got that chocolate of the cookie, but it's not chocolatey like how a regular Oreo is. It kind of reminds me a bit of cookie butter. Yeah, like cookie butter, like cookie butter. It's a thing. If you don't know about it, look it up. It's interesting. It looks like peanut butter, but it's not. But anyway, let me try another one of these. I was hoping for, again, a little more of that swirl like the picture, but I can definitely tell there's a two-tone in there. And I know what you all are like. I know. I pay attention. I listen. Let's give it a dunk. How's it hold up to the Dunkin'? It definitely mellows out some of the caramel, which again is okay. I'm not a huge caramel fan. I will say though, it does say it's salted caramel, and I'm not getting like a salty sweet. But what I am getting is not an overly sweet, like heavy caramel flavor to it. So maybe that's the salt kind of kicking in. It doesn't have, at least not that I can tell, like crunchy bits in there, which I was kind of suspecting there would be. You know, like with the popping candy and stuff like that, well, there's a bit of that texture. There's none of that I can tell, which again is okay, but I think that would have also made it a little interesting to have a bit of that crunch going on. But are these any good? These Post Malone Oreos, these Postie's swirled salted caramel and shortbread flavored creams, are these any good? Yeah. Yeah, they are, which is a bit surprising for me for a couple reasons. Again, not a big caramel fan, but it's not overly carameled, and that seems to work. I can't quite catch, I guess, what shortbread flavored cream would be. I mean, shortbread's just kind of buttery and sugary, but that maybe is helping to mellow out some of that caramel, that salted, that I'm not getting an overly saltiness about it, but that also I think might just be mellowing out a little bit of that caramel. Overall, it's making it so it's not just a big caramel sort of cookie. And for me, that works. Yeah. So if you can find these, I got these at Safeway in a huge display at Safeway. And then they had a whole other huge section where they keep all the cookies. But it was on its own sort of thing. So these should be out there and fairly easy to find. And yeah, pick those up. But that's going to do it here for me today. I've got all of this, which means I've got to get to Dunkin'. But I'm going to see all of you folks here next time.